needs one.
What's going on, world?
Yeah.
Hip-Hop Citizen Podcast. I'm your co-host, Dialect 718, along with Don Juan DeMac,
Yeah.
Mr. Simonism, and Architect 7.
Friday Night Live, baby.
Here we are, Hip Hop Citizen live stream.
How you guys doing, man?
There's a lot going on.
Doing good, man.
Did you miss me?
How was y'all's week? How was y'all's week, man?
Week was good, man. You know, stressful as always, man, given the current situation.
Yeah.
I miss you, Dave.
Did you miss me? Okay, thank you, because I didn't know if you heard me or not. What's up, gentlemen? How
it
are
was
you?
a rough week for me. I think the COVID for me kind of took a little toll on me. I got tired of being cooped up in the crib. I had to jet set, man. Jumped in the whip and rode out, man. Packed the bag. I had to, but the four walls was caving in on me, so I had to make an adjustment real quick for a short amount of time. So
hope you wore your mask and glove.
Sure I did. When I had to, when they said I had to wear it, yeah.
And where's that?
Actually, there's a few spots now. You know, Costco's saying you got to wear them, wear the mask. Sheets now has signs up saying you got to wear the mask. In fact, I went to walk in the Sheets, and as I walked in, I saw a big sign on the door. I said, "Damn!" So I had to go back to the car and grab the mask.
What kind of mask you got? N95?
You got the K95
Nah, man,
or the
it's
K.
face
You got the
covered
one
up.
from China, or you got the one that's
It's just enough for to make people feel safe.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Shout out to Slim. Hello.
And Attack Slim, how you doing?
No Z's.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen,
Yo.
boys and girls.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, sir. What we
doing? We on Facebook and YouTube?
You on both, yeah. I'm just gonna say,
we live, man. Facebook and YouTube. That gives me a good opportunity, y'all, to remind everybody. If you're joining us on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you're following us on Facebook, man, hit the like page button. You know what I'm saying? Welcome.
hit the like button too on YouTube too as well.
That's right. Get them all.
And if you want to
make sure you're wearing your mask and gloves when you do that. Be safe out there.
Yeah, and if you want to call in, you know, the call-in link is in the description.
Oh, yeah. We got a good show, don't we?
Definitely, yeah. We got a jam-packed show today, man. We're expecting a couple of guests.
Woo, a lot's going on in the news, too. Woo.
Wow.
Yeah, but first, I just want to open up the show, you know, with doing a little bit today in hip-hop history. Get that out today.
Yeah.
So let me jump into the birthdays, the hip-hop birthdays of the week.
Yo, happy born. Who we saying happy born to? Oh,
First cat today. Anybody know who this is?
That's High Tech.
DJ High Tech. One half of Reflection Eternal.
And
then the other half of Dr. Dre's production.
Ooh.
Yo, where's he been lately though? I ain't seen him. I ain't heard him.
Yeah, I ain't heard him since they put out that last album. I think that was 10 years ago, man. It was a track with Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Jay Electronica, and a young J. Cole.
I'm sure he's somewhere lurking in the background getting credits.
Yeah.
Maybe on Dr. Dre's under Dr. Dre's name.
You understand that you can live off a one-hit wonder. Does he have a one-hit wonder?
He's got plenty of bangers, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He got
He's just living.
He's taking credit for Talib Kweli, some of Talib Kweli's stuff.
Yeah,
I like that.
Also, Black Star. You know, he did a lot of the beats on Black Star's album.
So he ain't gotta work. He doesn't have.
You remember Mood?
Oh yeah, I
remember Mood, right?
Yeah. Oh, he did that during Karma.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's Main Flow and Dante, right? I think they would.
Yeah. Peace on Earth 4,000 years.
Yeah, man. Shout out to DJ High Tech.
High Tech.
Yeah. Next birthday we have is hip hop.
What was that? Hold on. I'm sorry. Was that applause?
Yeah, man. Happy birthday. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Your next cat is a hip hop legend right here celebrating a birthday. But he's no longer with us.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Chris Lighty. Yes.
Mr. Violator himself, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, I don't know. I remember I told this story a couple episodes back, but we handed a demo to him, and
It's always good to hear that story.
bro, we handed a demo to him. This shit lives in infamy for me. And so he listened to it, and he said, yeah, y'all need to go back and start all over. Basically, he told us the shit was whack.
And he's responsible for managing a lot of big name artists, man.
Busta Rhymes,
Yeah,
Big
man.
Pun, Mobb Deep.
50 Cent.
Did he have any hands in Tribe at all?
The Tribe.
Oh yeah, in the early days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tribe and also Jungle Brothers, I believe.
Man, Jungle Brothers.
Straight out the jungle.
Oh, man, that album right there. Girl, I'll house you.
Yeah, we got Raku in the green room. About to get through Raku. Let me just do the final birthday right here.
Shout out to Raku.
All right.
Final birthday right here. Another hip hop legend. I'll call him a hip hop legend. MC Surge.
Oh yeah, he a hip hop legend.
Yeah, he's a hip hop legend, most definitely, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, he's the one that got Nas in the mix, right?
Correct. I mean, he got Nas in the mix, and he also was responsible for getting him a better deal too. He shopped his demo around. I think there was some cats that tried to jerk him, but it was MC Surge who got him that big deal with Columbia Records. Because Nas was the hottest thing out at the time, you know, and he enlisted Surge, you know, to help him get a better deal.
The funniest story dealing with Search goes back to MC Hammer. That he was being threatened by Hammer out in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He had to get He got protection. He had to literally bow down, and they made sure they got out of Cali safe.
Yeah.
Hey, Hammer became gangster, really did.
Yeah, and
Well, they say he's no joke in real life. Like they say, he's connected really well. So he said, "Don't let the little shiny pants fool you."
And another controversy Search had, I guess it was revealed last year when he tried to say that Leo Cohen enlisted him to write some lyrics for
Rakim.
And Rakim heard that and said, "Nah, I never needed help writing no rhymes."
Yeah, Kim was gonna bring him some beef too.
Well, nah. To be fair, Homeboy spiced that up a little bit. Sears spiced that up a little bit because he kind of gassed it up. Because to have, Rakim didn't request it. You know what I'm saying?
It was
Shout out Lord Sears.
But the way Sear tried to make it seem was like Rakim asked for the help. He failed to mention all the other in between.
Leo Cohen and tried to entice Search to come up with some rhymes, but Search partner actually came back and said none of that was real because I believe the song was "Step Into the AM" was supposed to have been some of the lyrics that he was going to give to Rakim, and he said, "Yo, we wrote Step Into the AM many years before Rakim ever came in the picture. Name came in the picture."
Right.
Nah, but Surge did say that though. Surge said that on DJ Vlad that how Step Into the AM came to be is that Leo Cohen wanted him to write a rhyme for Rakim.
Right. But the way that Sear presented it to Rakim was very much like Search made it seem like Rakim was the one that really was looking for the help.
What is his partner? Search partner?
Pete Nice.
Pete Nice. That was what Pete Nice was refuting. The fact of the time frame that Search was setting up and the song and how it was played out.
Yeah. Shout out to MC Surge, DJ High Tech, R.I.P. Chris Lighty.
R.I.P.
And now we're going to jump into our album anniversaries.
Yeah.
First album right here. Who knows this cat right here?
Wow.
Hey, that's the guy that discovered Jay-Z.
Yeah, the Jazz. This album.
Now, is this the joint? This isn't the joint with Hawaiian Sophie, is it?
I don't think Hawaiian Sophie on this joint, though.
Was this after Hawaiian Sophie? Because that looking like early 90s, 92, 93 right now.
Remember, I don't think this album is the one with the Originators and Hawaiian Sophie on it.
Okay. Yeah, no, that was 80s. That was 88, 89. The Originators and Hawaiian Sophie.
Yeah, so this might be that album, but I mean, I took a listen to it. I didn't really I didn't hear it, but
that looks like the chain that Hov wore in those pictures with the flat top too.
You think he borrowed it?
Yeah,
well, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
You know how many chains Hov put around people's neck since then?
Yeah, if everybody's not familiar with the Jazz, this is
yeah, this the joint with Hawaiian Sophie.
It is a joint. Okay, and it's also with the original as well.
I don't see that. Though you talking about the Can I Get Open, you know, with
the Originators is the one when they were rapping real fast on it.
Right. Yo, Jay, can I get open? You know, with you want a fresh style?
That's Original Flavor when Ski Beats was in that group.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Ski Beats and T Strong. But yeah, Jazz, you know, he's the guy responsible for introducing the world to Jay-Z.
No doubt.
Yeah, Jay-Z was actually this guy's hype man when he first came out.
Jazz.
That's true.
And look at this guy today.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Jay-Z just signed him to some type of
Rock Nation deal or something.
Yeah, some type of administration deal. Like he's I don't know, looking for talent or something like that. I'm not sure what the.
Yeah.
Take care of fam, dog.
Is that a Rockwell or a Puma?
A panther look like.
It looks like a stuffed puma.
Okay.
Looks like a stuffed panther.
Okay.
From the carnival.
Word. So shout out to the Jazz celebrating.
How many years ago that album was out?
This album came out in 1989.
Oh, okay. So that's definitely it. That's definitely the album with Hawaiian Sophie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring in our guest right now.
Shout out to Drake Millington. What's up,
what we got?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got our guest waiting in the green room.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce you to the real Ruku.
Oh yeah, the real Ruku. What's up?
How you doing, bro?
Hey, how y'all doing, brother? How y'all doing? I was sitting here enjoying listening to y'all give the hip hop history. You know, take me back a little bit.
Oh yeah,
no doubt, man.
Yo, that accent kind of shocked me. I didn't expect you to have a Southern accent from the rhymes I heard.
Well, you know, I'm originally from the Midwest, man. So, you know, I've been down south for about 15 years now.
Okay. Where about in the Midwest?
I'm originally from Kansas City.
Kansas City. Okay. All right. The KC.
Yeah.
It's rough in KC, though. KC is rough, though.
You know, it's a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Those who make it through are the strong ones.
Yeah, I was in KC one 4th of July. And the brothers out there, they be carrying their pistols around. What is it, open carry state or something? I don't know.
It might be now.
I was at a park.
I've been down here, and you know, it's always open carry down here.
Well, I know in Texas it is.
Well, in Texas.
But in KC, I remember being at a park, and the kid next to me, you know, I don't know if he was high, drunk, or whatever he was doing, he almost fell asleep, and his pistol dropped out of his pants. And I remember thinking, like, what the man?
I hear that KC gets hot in the summer.
Oh yeah, it gets real hot in Kansas City, man. It's real humid. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice breeze. The Midwest is cool, you know, because you know you get to snow a little bit up there. You get to see a little bit of like the Chicago weather. But you know, we all about handling our business. So,
are you a Chiefs fan?
Absolutely, yeah. We got that Super Bowl ring finally. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy because you know one of my high school coaches, man. He played on the first Super Bowl team, and he was my track coach. So it was good. He got that, and you know, got one for the city.
He knew Hank Stram?
Say that again.
He knew Hank Stram?
Nah, his name is Jim Kearney. He was a starting safety.
The coach for the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl, I believe it was 2 or was it 4? Super Bowl 4. Hank Stram. That was the guy. That was the head coach that won it.
Probably so. I don't know. All I know is those players that was in my life personally. You know what I'm saying? And he's one of those players that was in my life personally. And that's Jim Kearney. You know, he went Prairie and then got drafted by the Chiefs, and he was the starting safety during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. We're here talking to Ruku. You know,
that's right.
So, what brought you to Texas, man?
Man, just something different, man. You know, I went down from KC, man, and then I moved to Oklahoma, in Langston, Oklahoma, and then you know, majority of the people that I met down there, they were from Dallas, and you know, Dallas was a cool city to go to. And not only that, you know, we was pushing the music throughout the Midwest at that time. So, and I had a plug on a radio programmer down here, Big Bink, and you know, we just started shopping our music down in Dallas and doing the independent thing.
Okay.
How long have you been recording?
Man, I've been recording professionally since '97.
Very nice. Long time.
Yes, sir.
So FOI, I know what NOI means. FOI stands for?
Oh, it's the Fruit of Islam.
Fruit of Islam. And how long has that establishment been in existence?
In America since 1930.
Okay. And
Yes.
is it a derivative of NOI?
No, it is the NOI.
Oh, it is.
It is the NOI. You know, the male section of the NOI is called the Fruit of Islam. You know, it's because the military training of men who belong to Islam in North America, you know, it identifies with the discipline that we bring, the love for our people and stuff like that. So a lot of that carries into the music that I make, you know, what we see out in the communities when we go about amongst our people. So that's what it is, the Fruit of Islam. Yes, sir.
You ready for the toughest question I have for you this evening?
What is the toughest question you have for me this evening?
Did the nation have anything to do with the assassination of Malcolm X?
Well, I think if you look at the video on Netflix and you can just kind of play the part and look at the details of it, then you can see who really had a hand in the assassination of Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? So if it was some unpurified person who wasn't working on himself as the nation teaches us to do, then he would fall for the tricks and assassinate his brother. But if it was someone who was true to Islam and understand the teachings that was brought to us by Master Prophet Muhammad and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, then they wouldn't have anything to do with it at all, because they would always recognize that that's his brother. And at some point, even the brothers in all our circles may fall off a little bit and they may leave, but they end up coming back and y'all may be the closest of friends, because that's how things go throughout life.
So what would have been the toughest discipline that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad would have bestowed on Malcolm X if he felt he was getting away from the beliefs?
You know, it's so the way it is, the rules and regulations in it, it would be just how it was, just what he did. Like, he suspended him because he disobeyed a direct order. You know, it's just like anything else. When you discipline your children, if they don't follow your instructions the first time, then you discipline them. And especially when you're trying to keep a certain image out there, and, you know, you got to put the climate in perspective. You know, the nation ain't about really just going out murdering and killing people and all that. I mean, you know, the whole mission of the nation is to make righteous Muslims. And that's the core belief of it, is that when you come here, just like any other religious belief, you come in to work on yourself and become a righteous person and be productive in society.
Who is the biggest influence? Who had the biggest influence? Malcolm X or the Honorable Louis Farrakhan?
I think they're in two different times. You know, right now, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and where we're at now in history and what's going on in our communities, it's just a different time. You know, at that time, he was a student up under Malcolm, so he learned a lot how to run the mosque, how to do the ins and outs of the operations, and all this is found on Netflix. When you look into it and look at the pictures and things of what they want to focus on. But right now, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is that one that we need to be listening to. Especially now when we're looking at what's happening down in Georgia, when we're looking at what's happening, just, you know, it just repeatedly happens. And the only thing that the nation is calling for is unity. We believe that we can solve 95% of our problems through unity. And that's on the back of the Final Call newspaper that you can find on finalcalldigital.com. And yeah, so the Honorable
you know, I
Minister,
find over the years that, and even just within myself, I find that I know coming up, Farrakhan was looked at, they demonized him a lot. And then just for myself and doing my reading and just research, and I don't claim to be a part of any religious or anything like that, but his validation at this point in time is so strong. I think it's going beyond just the Nation of Islam. There's things that this man's been saying for so long that is so pinpoint accurate to the things that we're dealing with as a society as a whole right now. And it's amazing to me to see how the things that he said in the past, and then even some of the newer gems that he's dropped, and how profound, you know, some of the things that he says is today. So I think it's amazing to see the ground that he's gained over a certain amount of time, at least in my lifetime.
Right, right. I mean, you just got to look at it, man. He's been speaking the truth. I mean, he came up from 1975 when the nation was shut down, and then he came up by himself between 1979 and through the 80s, rebuilding the nation with no money, just all by himself, and just riding on the truth. And the whole thing is that he saw when he was a student and the nation was growing, he could see how just when you unify the people, the change that'll happen when they all see the common ground. Because really what the nation teaches is a universal teaching. It's for everybody to teach. That's why it's called a nation of peace. If I just said it in English and wouldn't say Islam, I just say it's a nation of peace. And we just want to practice a way of life of being friendly with one another. That's why when you read what the Muslims want, what the Muslims believe in the back of the paper, it'll really diss out all the misconceptions that people have. But the minister has had a tremendous trial trying to get this truth over to our people, doing the Stop the Killing tours, going into the communities, you know what I'm saying, into the roughest parts of all of our neighborhoods in all 50 states, all 55 states, all overseas, talking to them, making relationships for us, you know. So he is the man at this time, no doubt.
Question: was Louis Farrakhan his name when he was a calypso singer?
No, sir, it was Louis Wilcott.
And okay, so who bestowed the name Farrakhan?
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
And what is your name, sir, if you don't mind me asking, if it wasn't real cool?
My name is Shaheed Muhammad.
Shaheed Muhammad. Okay.
So there you have it. We're talking to Raku.
Ruku.
Sorry, brother. Ruku.
Yes, sir, it's not good.
One of Dallas's most phenomenal independent hip hop artists, and I'm talking about, saying when I listen to some of your music, I think about the Fruit and songs like the Champs, or even like the Beehive. It's clear to me that your message is one of the messenger, and when I think of the messenger, I mean, how do you incorporate your message into what we're seeing today? Is it more of a "I told you so" mentality, or is it more of an awakening? I mean, you see what's going on in Georgia and here in Dallas. You have a saloon owner who basically was able to make the governor come back on his own word.
Right. Ain't that something? That's crazy, ain't it? And then she had a GoFundMe page that grows so far. Last time I read, it was $500,000, and she was talking about she was going to give it to South Dallas, which is the blackest part of Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's a lot. It's crazy because they're only showing part of it from what we saw in the courtroom, because they was being real belligerent. They was yelling at the judge. It was crazy, man. If y'all had seen that, you'd have been like, I would have been in jail.
Yeah, I think the rest of the nation is going to catch up to this and what's going on here in Dallas as well. A lot of the attention is well deserved out there in Georgia, but there's a lot of social injustice going on all around.
Right.
And so we'll see that. But
ain't nothing new.
Yeah, but going back to the music, Ruku, let's talk about some of the inspirational messages. I know that back when we talk about songs like "The Fruit," for instance, some of your lyrics may have been directed towards the White House. I had a hard time getting your songs played, for instance. I would try to play your videos, and I would get messages like it's inappropriate. Do you find that some of the social media bosses are trying to stifle your message through music?
No, not really, because my numbers don't show it when I look at my streams. You know what I'm saying? So it really doesn't matter. You can't really please everyone. You know what I'm saying? It's billions and billions of people on here, so everybody's going to have their rightful opinion, and I respect their opinion. But the facts are that what I said about the White House, that's what we're looking at. He's King Trump, man. Just bow down. That's really what we're looking at, King Trump. So because and they can't deny that. No matter what side is on, we've never had a president, man, that does what he does, speak the way that he speaks, how he handle his business, man. It's crazy, but he's a billionaire at the same time, so it make us look like, man, then what type of intelligence we got? So it's wild, man.
So was you a supporter of the Bush, the first or the second Bush, rather?
Say that again.
Were you a supporter of the second Bush?
Nah, man, not really, man. To tell you the truth, man, I never really been into politics. The first time I voted was Barack Obama. You know what I'm saying? Never. I've never just been into it because I don't really get into them type of I'm gonna do this, but I'm really not gonna do that. I got something else I'm really trying to do, but I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear just so I can get you to come. Man, it's like high school, so I don't even deal with it. So I just ride out here with the real ones that know what's going on, and that's just the clash of two civilizations that's coming into existence. You just got the real ones, and you got everybody that's just talking like it's real and it's really fake, and so it's gonna be a clash pretty soon.
But Ruku, do you find that there's a correlation between faith, trying to gather those for faith and gather those for politics? Don't they intertwine? I mean, we see them in some countries. They're mixed in. Should politics and religion go hand in hand?
Church and state?
Church and state?
Church and state? No, I mean, because really I don't believe in religion. You know what I'm saying? I believe in a certain way of life or a certain way of living. I don't believe that it can be ostracized, and I don't believe that that you can limit the human being to just one way, because we're going to continue to evolve. So I can't. So if the way of life is what brings peace and harmony on the planet, then that may be the way of life to do it. But as far as politics, I don't think anytime when we handling business for a country, we run the United States and we got all these trademarks, we got everything going on, marketing and everything. I don't think that it should be a political arena for that, because we talking about handling business and we should be prospering and we should be advancing as a human society. So I think politics is just trickery, and it's just straight up deceit. They're all liars. There is no doubt about it. It goes all the way back to Rome. They're all liars, bro. So it shit doesn't change. You know what I'm saying? It's the same stuff. You just got to pick up the books. It's the same stuff.
That's it. You know what's so funny, man? I get me personally, and Juan can tell you, I get a lot of flack because I don't pick a side. But yet, what I've noticed, and it's probably bad on me, but what I've noticed is I can drop one line or I can drop one meme, right, that differs from an opinion that somebody is set static on. Because I'm a firm believer, just like you said, I'm a human being. So there's no reason in the world why I should be held to a static format. My moods change, I grow, I realize new things, but I get a lot of flack because I can freely, without emotion, drop a meme that says, makes it looks like maybe I like Trump, right? But then tomorrow I can drop something that tells you something totally the opposite, but people will react to you because they've statically stuck to a side for so long. They react so angry to you. It's amazing to see how controlled the mind of people have become.
Yeah. That's just a society we live in, bro. It's always like this fighting against one against the other. They gotta have it's always a competition. You know what I'm saying? So, but on the real, I can say something about Trump too, because as a business owner, I love Trump because he's gonna go for broke. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna put the money out there, and if you know how to get it, then get it. I'm a business owner too at the same time. So I mean, I can't say that I just totally just because he's Trump, I hate him, man. Shoot, Trump will put some change in my pocket if you know how to get it, if you know how to work the system. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
There you go.
So in your videos, I see that you have the nation in it.
Yes, sir.
Doing the steps. Now, is that documented footage or is that actual the group and you got them following your career as prominent as it's shown?
Well, you talking about just like the different takes of the FOI around the nation?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about inside your videos, the groups, the number of individuals that.
Right. What you're seeing is an annual event that we have in February, and it's like a step competition. So you got the best drillers. It's like a step competition, but it's a drill competition. Who can follow commands and move? You know what I'm saying? It's like here and obey, left phase, right phase, and they put little tricks to it. Just like a step competition. So the best of the best every year get together in February, and wherever we have our Saviors Day, we do that. So I was just highlighting that. But in the communities, I'm showing what we do all the time in like the roughest parts of the cities that we always in. So like when I tour around to different cities and stuff throughout the Southwest region, then I'm going into every hood and every ghetto, speaking to the lost and downtrodden people and seeing what's going on everywhere we go, because that's our number one thing, that we there to aid them and lift them up to a better society. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta civilize our people, man, because ain't nobody else gonna do it. We've been in this condition for over 400 years. We make every excuse not to do it, but hell, it's our unity. Ain't nobody coming to save us but us, man. That's just the bottom line. And so until we dig down into it and use all our greatest minds that we got, then shoot, this is what we're gonna be doing as the FOI. We're gonna be in every hood doing it ourselves. So don't get mad when we doing it, but you won't help us do it.
Real cool. Is that racist? I mean, to play devil's advocate, to play blue-eyed devil's advocate, if you will.
Go ahead.
Is that racist to say that? I mean, isn't that racist? I mean, what do you say to those who may say that? Well, what a racist statement. You know, what do you mean?
Well, it all depends on if you love your species. That's all I say. I love my species. I love being black. It ain't nothing wrong with me saying that. It ain't nothing that I can change by that. I was born into this world the way I am, and I love my people. I understand that we have been done wrong and unjust, but I can't hold a bitter, grudge on my shoulder for people's ancestors who done that. Forget it. I'm just gonna go into the hood and we just gonna fix the problem straight up. You know what I'm saying? You got a single mother out there who don't know how to go find, just the basic necessities in order to live. You bring her a good word and show her how to find the basic necessities in order for her to live. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. You got a young brother in the hood, man, who's struggling with math. You know what I'm saying? In the 5th grade, and he ain't got no tutor. And you go in there, and I knock on the door. Here I am, a math teacher. Or I got a math teacher with me that's in the nation. He just start teaching me and call me, man. I'm gonna help you out. Just the little things like that. So if we all did that, then every hood would change.
There you go. There you go.
Is that a fraternity that you are representing?
What are you talking about? You talking on the wall over there? You look at what side you looking at?
I'm talking about the plaque that you showed in one of your Instagram posts. My apologies for not being
yes, sir. I pledged the Kappa Alpha Psi Man fraternity.
In what institution?
Say that again.
In what institution?
At Langston University. I played basketball at Langston University.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes,
very nice.
So not only have Ruko on the line, we have Noop on the line. That's it. All the Noops to call in right now. You know what I'm saying? All the Noops, you know what I'm saying?
All the Noops throw the yo, right?
Hey, Ruko, is there a message in every song that you do? And if so, what is that message?
That you can be the best person that you can be. All you gotta do is believe in yourself. Accept your own and be yourself.
And I tell you, I feel it. I mean, you kind of, when I was talking to the fellas, when I was talking to the teams, and we were doing in our backroom meetings, I said, listen, this brother's music kind of reminds me of what's missing these days, kind of that Public Enemy feel. Do you find any inspiration from Public Enemy, or am I putting words in your mouth? I mean, who are your inspirations?
Oh man, I like them all, man. I like Big Daddy Kane, Public Enemy, Boogie Down Productions. Everyone that spoke on the struggle. Lord Jamal, all of them. I can keep going. Jay-Z throw one in there every now and then. T.I. throw one in there every now and then. Scarface will throw one in there every now and then. Tupac will throw one in there. Biggie, all of them will throw one in there every now and then about what's going on. Rick Ross will throw one in there every now and then. The only thing that I'm doing is I'm throwing it in there all the time. So they inspire me in that way. I don't just listen to that type. I listen to Zero. I listen to gangster music. I listen to all kind of music because of the beats and everything else. But I listen to the flow. But that's just the lane that I'm in right now. I used to rap about the same thing they used to rap about, but you can't. I mean, how many of us gonna rap about that? You know what I'm talking about? So
you mentioned freaking Boogie Down Productions, the Public Enemies, the X-Clans, right? So being a hip hop head, I was raised on the same thing. So when I see the developments of what's going on in front of our eyes, right, it's not a surprise to me because at an early age, these men warned us of these exact things that we face today. And as a society as a whole, I mean, people can think that because they pick a side, that side's got their back. That's cool. Like when we talk about politics, but at the end of the day, you still a bottom of the barrel. You still dealing with the same issues. You still dealing with the same struggle. But you want to think that because you on a certain side, you've got the golden key. But to my point, I'm just looking at it and I say, why is anybody really bugging out right now with what's going on? If you came from where I came from and the things that I was raised on, you saw this coming. It's not a surprise. Right.
I guess that's why they would say knowledge is power. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yes, sir.
It's all about who's listening and how you listening and how it was transferred.
How you listening?
Right. It either can be transferred in music, it can be transferred in video, or it can be transferred, just audio and video. But it's just how it enters your brain. It makes it stick. Because I know, man, when I was listening to Public Enemy back in the day, man, it was just something different. And then you'll see it going on. Like he said, I grew up in Kansas City. So imagine this, man. You know what I'm saying? Grew up in Kansas City, crack epidemic. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? It just destroyed the hood. I remember, walking down the street, man, at 6, and they asked me what you need, trying to get you hooked on some stuff. You know what I'm talking about? So it's like, and then you hear Public Enemy talking about it. Then you hear Ice Cube and them talking about it, NWA talking about it. Then you hear E40 talking about it. Then you hear, AWOL and them talking about from the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? So, that's, bruh.
Yeah.
That's why we got to keep pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to True Street out there in Kansas City.
Yes, sir.
Who's the gentleman in the video that stands beside you? Is that your producer, hype man?
Jeff.
No, that's
call in, Jeff, fellow Nuke.
You thought Jeff Anderson, what's up, man?
Yeah, Jeff Jefferson. Jeff Jefferson.
No, that's his name is James Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? He's a part of Hip Hop Dynasty that we got down here in Dallas. We got a program in which we allow at-risk youth get free studio time for just allowing us to talk to them and speak with them. You know what I'm saying? And give them a good word and guide them on the right path. So he's always involved in music as well. He does beats, he does those things too, though. But he's mainly over the Dynasty Hip Hop.
Okay, he's a big supporter of yours, I see.
Oh yes, sir. Yes. But everybody in the nation show love, man. It's support, man. We got a nice network.
Absolutely.
Hey,
yeah, I noticed that in one of the videos that I'm sorry, dialogue, please.
No, I was gonna ask him.
What's up?
Were you born Muslim?
No, not at all. I came into this, bro. Like, it was crazy how I found Islam, man. I was on a tour with some former Harlem Globetrotters. We was in Arkansas. Then we went down to Oklahoma, and we were doing like these Arena League football tours. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so after that was over, man, I moved down to Dallas, man, and then I went to a bookstore. I went to a bookstore in Arlington, Texas. And I was going to get a book on like Masonic rituals and something like that. This is what I was really looking for. Because back then, man, I was really searching for knowledge, and I was trying to figure out what's going on. You listen to all these conspiracy theories, you listen to all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? And so I was going to get a book on that, see what George Washington was doing. And then I picked up, man, Message to the Black Man. And I read Message to the Black Man, and the first page got me hooked when it said, like, who is that mystery God? And that's how I came into the nation right then. From there, bro, I read that book probably in about a week and a half. That first week, I went the entire book. That's how hooked it was on it, because it answered so many questions that I always had since I was a child. And I kept trying to prove them wrong. And so from there, I found the nearest mosque, and I joined the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
So how's the fasting going for you?
Man, it's going good, man. I'm feeling good. I know y'all seen me early guzzling that water, you know what I'm saying? But it's not that bad. I mean, because a lot of it is, we still quarantining down here a little bit. They starting to ease up. So I've been in the house. It ain't really too hot. I just got to stay away from everybody else eating around me. That's all.
Okay. Now I noticed you got a haircut. Who cut your hair?
Who cuts my hair? His name is Hakeem Muhammad.
Okay, because we quarantine in New York here, and there's no barbershop open.
Oh man, we can make it happen down here, man. This is Dirty South. It's the Dirty South.
Hakeem needs to get what was that the salon lady got? A GoFundMe? I think he needs one to come up in New York. Okay, I Josh.
Yeah, you're okay. But I mean, but the thing about it is, I mean, some of the barbers, man, they going house to house. You know what I'm saying? They doing. I mean, it's just different how you got to do it. There's rules and regulations, but you got to know the details of it. And like I say, man, she really got thrown in jail, man, because she was talking like she was privileged in his courtroom. And ain't no judge. If you got to see it from beginning to end to really get a full context of what was going on in that courtroom.
Totally defiant.
Yeah, crazy. It was crazy.
But
bro.
I'll be honest with you. To me, I don't think whatever her response was, but
she says, I want to feed my children. I want to apologize for feeding
myself. If I was in that position, I would have said the same damn thing. I'm not apologizing to nobody for trying to create a living and eat. You know what I'm saying? But how they handled it, how they handled it was trash. How they handled it was
architect. So the judge's point was his way. He didn't say it was about people, right? He didn't care if she was infecting people. He said it was unfair competition to sway other customers when your other competitions are not competing. He just saw it as unfair competition.
Okay, that's fine. But I'm not going to starve. If I have a means to make it, I'm not going to starve. I'm not apologizing to try to eat. I'm not doing it.
It wouldn't have been fair. Like I said, if Shaquita did it,
so let's just say everybody unified and they say, hell with that. We all opening our businesses. What are they going to do?
Nothing.
What are they going to do?
But the order came down.
That's the point. That's the point. That's the control that they have. Somebody got a buck.
It's the governor's own edict. All right. It came down from the governor, and everyone's following suit from the top. And then
I get that. I get that. But my point is this: if all business owners said "kiss my ass" and opened up, what are they going to do? What are they going to do?
There's nothing they can do. That's the whole point. But you got to be unified to do that. In reality,
that's it.
They can strip the licenses. These places work under licenses, and if the law wants to strip them of their license, they can't operate. If they do, it would be against the law, and that would mean incarceration or some sort of fine.
Yeah, but just to his point though, if he said if all the businesses do it, that means you're talking about Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 100 companies. You're talking about the small mom and pops. Everybody, they're not gonna put them in jail because that's who the police protect. They protect the business assets. That's why we got police force.
This lady lives in my neighborhood. She can raise $500,000 in my neighborhood. I gotta set up a GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute, I got some rich neighbors around here.
To the point of what Ruku said about the barbers, they go in house to house. Now she can carry her ass house to house and do all the hair she like. Well, but if she want to open up a business under the federal law of the business,
show me in the Constitution. Show me in the Constitution where it says freedom, except for when there's a pandemic or when there's a virus. There ain't nothing that's written.
It ain't nothing.
So this is at a certain point in time, you got to start looking. You got to start looking and seeing what this is about. That's where I'm coming from. Where I'm shooting from.
That could be totally true, but if everybody of the 50 states and the government, the federal government, not even local government, is saying that this pandemic is pretty much wiping out the nation, and that we need to come together in unity.
Really, wiping it out.
Well, a large percentage of 70,000, 80,000 people of this nation have perished. However you view it, it happened and it occurred. Now, if they say
you believe the numbers. You believe the numbers.
I'm saying the first number was 200,000. I'm saying the first number was 200,000, and now we're at 80,000. And they're saying that we stay home ordinance is what keeping it from reaching that 200,000.
Well, of course, that's easy to say.
You have to listen.
Is it amazing? Is it amazing that big box businesses are the ones that remain open while all the other shit shuts down? It's safe to go through the drive-through at McDonald's and Chick-fil-A and all that. It's safe to do that. Come on,
the mayor of New York City has just said that he's going to put essential workers on furlough, and when they return, he will be laying them off. So you tell me if it's not a consequence for being an essential worker or having business ran during this pandemic. Everybody's going to suffer.
Can't trust it. Can't trust it.
Okay, I got a question for Mr. Ruku again. Speaking of the nation, who would you say would be the successor to, God forbid, something happened to the minister, Louis Farrakhan?
I don't know. All I can say is that, it's in God's hands.
That's a deep question right there. They got
right now, the way the nation is set up, we set up in committees, and so we run it like that. You know what I'm saying? You got an agriculture committee, you have a spiritual committee. You have a arts and science committee. You have biomedical. You got all these different types of committees set up that run the nation. So I assume we just keep running it how we running it.
Yeah, I just want to remind our audience real quick. We are speaking with Ruku. Looks like a long resume here, Ruku. Independent artist, Noop, Kappa. Sounds like a father, educator. You know what I'm saying? We're talking to Ruku. You know what I'm saying? Member of the NOI. You know what I'm saying? One of the most fiercest MCs in the state of Dallas. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, you putting it out there, huh?
Let everyone know who we talking to. You know what I'm saying?
All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
So, how are you distributing your music? On your own? You selling it? How's it going?
Both online. You know, I'm on Spotify. I'm on every streaming outlet. I'm on everything that you can download from on your phones, and also hand to hand. A lot of the marketing. You know, I've been online, man, selling CDs since '99. So a lot of my sales, they started out, you know, like in Switzerland and in Japan and stuff like that. And it's really with the streaming thing, I've kind of evolved with it, and I'm watching it go right now. You know, I'm streaming maybe about 500 to 1,000 a day. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool, right? Which is cool with me, and that's just on Spotify. I mean, because like I said, I'm a business owner anyway, so I ain't, you know, I put it out for the love, and if there's a benefit to it, majority of the time when I get the money, I go feed the homeless. You know what I'm saying? Or we go do some things like that in the community with it. And we just keep moving, man. I just keep making music. You know, early, you know, when I was younger, I was able to, you know, sell a few CDs here and there. I was able to buy a full studio, so I ain't got to pay no studio time. You know, in the nation, we have a movie producer. His name is Arthur Muhammad, who did Carter High. That was, I think that was one of his biggest movies. He has a lot of things on Netflix. So
he directed one of your videos, right? He directed some of your videos.
He actually films all of my videos. So okay. I got a new one that's about to come out next week off the new album called Optimize. I mean, you know, we got a lot of little jewels in the nation that we can use, man. You know, we got a lot of artists, we got a lot of people that's in different arenas in the industry, and I just really want to exploit and let the people know, like, man, the nation got something that, you know, that a lot of people just sleeping on, and but it's real nice. It's real nice, and it's needed right now.
Yes.
I see there, Mr. Anderson would like to ask you where you pledged. I believe you said Lance University?
That's right, Alpha Pi Spring 97.
There you go.
What number album is this?
This one? Oh, man, I haven't stopped counting. Probably about 2021, something like that. I've been involved in.
Fantastic. No major has come to you and try to put you in their camp?
Man, I used to go when I used to be a part of this group called the Mercenaries, and I used to be part of this group called the Mercenaries, and we almost got signed. We was in Chicago. We did a little like Jack the Rapper type thing, and I just didn't really feel right, man. I've always been a fan of Master P, E40. You know, I've always been a grinder. I grew up in a neighborhood, man, where you got to go out there and get it. I never wanted any strings attached, and now since my music has evolved, and this is what I'm talking about, I gotta have full artist control. I gotta have all control, you know. So
no 50 for you.
No, man, we got the internet, man. The world is flat nowadays, bro. We don't need them at all. The people are the movement. You know what I'm saying? It's just how much noise we want to make. We just got to connect with the right souls and the right minds, and then put it out there. And then we use each other's networks, and we start networking. That's and they right. Networking. And then, you know. So the nation got people like Ben X, Nuri. You know what I'm saying? Hashim. All these different Neelam. All these different artists that got like 250,000 friends. So it's, you know, we just. Watch, it's coming, man. We're gonna put them out of business, bro.
I hear you. You know, I find it amazing, Ruku. I find it amazing, Ruku, because you talk about, at least when you first started out, you started catching grip outside the U.S. Do you find anything peculiar about that? How it is that it seems like those outside the United States have more of an ear for your music than those inside the states?
I think it's because they're looking for something like that, you know. I don't think they were as influenced as we think with the gangster rap as we were, you know, because they still living in a different type of situation. Bombs may be flying over their heads, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of injustice going on. You know, you talk about sex trafficking and they seeing this in their neighborhoods as little kids, you know what I'm saying, growing up. So you look at Dead Prayers, look where their music popped at. Germany, France, you know, all these boroughs, where everyone is having a struggle at. And, you know, overseas, they're going to fight. So, yeah. Yes, sir. So it didn't surprise me at all, because actually that was the place I wanted to hit first, was overseas, and then come back to the States.
I just want to give a big shout out to our friends out there in Nairobi. We have a large following out in Nairobi and Lagos, Nigeria. Shout out to them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you go to these countries that support your music?
I haven't been out of the States in a while. But I'm about to, I guess, if they let this COVID-19 stuff up, or we may just be stuck over here. We may just be doing like this from here on out. You know what I'm saying? So
now you're gonna have to have your vaccine papers. You have to show your papers when you walk.
That's gonna be something else because I don't get vaccinated, so that's gonna be something else that I'm gonna have to talk about. We don't do no vaccines over here, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no Tuskegee Part 2 on me. Oh no!
Oh my goodness! Okay,
I believe in eating right. You know what I'm saying? I believe in living right and thinking right. If you eat the best foods, then that is your medicine. You keep your immune system boost, you can beat these man-made viruses. That's how I believe. I don't know about anybody else, but I've been cool, brother. Look,
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Hey, some people will just wear hazmat suits.
Hey, I do wear mine, but hey, you make a good point, I mean, you have a song called it's called Beehive, right? You talk about eating right foods. You talk about not putting the right stuff inside of you. I mean, you could have. I mean, I guess in many ways you knew about the coronavirus before most of us did.
Well, I mean, if you study history, viruses have been around. I'm a big. I read a lot of books. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. I read a lot of history books. I like to know what went on before me. And just like this different instance, say for instance, like this coronavirus, okay, like y'all talking numbers and I'm looking at, okay, well, how does it compare to last year's flu about this time? This would give us a better way to kind of gauge if this is really safe or you trying to spook me. You know what I'm saying? You got to give us more than one side of the number so the people can do so. But I believe like the diet of Dr. Sebi. So there's a book that's in the nation that's called How to Eat to Live. And so
KRS-One put us on that in the 80s, baby, when he first dropped. He was putting that out there.
It's the same 90s, thing. So what y'all seeing, all of this is just gonna keep rotating until we take hip hop back. But this time when we take it with that type of music, we gonna own it and they won't be able to take it again. Because they had the power to take it away. They didn't see it coming like that. And Farrakhan was a big part of it. You know what I'm saying? Because they were sampling him a lot. So it's just that spirit of truth. And so it's just coming back around. So yeah, man, I just believe in eating right, man. I strive to eat the best of the best. I strive not to eat all day.
Well, I don't know how long you want to hang out with us, but I do want to get a freestyle from you. And I also want to know, how is the Minister Louis Farrakhan, God bless, how is he getting his message on social media if they banned him from it?
We all support it. I mean, there's clips. The minister has been speaking, brother, since, he's been speaking for decades. He's got a whole slew of videos out there. So it really doesn't matter if he ever gets his page back up. We're going to make sure that the people here, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I mean, you look on every other Facebook page, man, you're going to see something come from. When you look at every other, at this person, at that person with the minister about what's going on, whether it's about viruses, whether it's about quarantine, and where it's about, the situation with the police. It's always a clip out there about a minister. So it'll never go away.
Yeah, real cool. I'll tell you, I was in London, and I'll never forget. I remember walking down the street in Hackney, London, and I was greeted by the Nation of Islam. It was the weirdest thing. I felt at home, actually. It was a pleasure to see it, you know what I'm saying, and to hear the minister's name mentioned.
So what is his message about the police brutality that's been recently occurring, if you can?
Well, he did an interview with Nightwolf and one of our Indian brothers, and he talked about how since we refuse to look to ourselves, to solve these problems, that that the God is just gonna turn them loose on us because we won't listen to right guidance, which is to try to unify our resources, make our communities a decent place to live, stop blaming each other, but there's a lot of factors involved in our community that's keeping it that way. But that was his message. And that's pretty much what it is. God is punishing us for not trying to even be right no more. And so he's going to turn what he call them fiery serpents, like they say in the Bible, that they're going to turn these fiery serpents loose on us. So, yes, sir.
I do miss him on social media. I thought that some of the things that he said was very prevalent to society. And I think, it could be misconstrued by certain people as being views of hatred. But if there are any truths in the statements that he made, I think it's the fact that freedom of speech should be credited to everyone.
Well, and that's the thing. That's the thing. The thing that I've noticed is his message is very much universal, right? Mm-hmm. And anytime you bring something that's universal to the table, what do? What do? They shut it down, right? So it's the same thing. We can go back into the COVID conversation, right? And then you talk about these scientists that are coming out. These are scientists now, and everybody's saying trust the science, right? Then you got scientists that are coming out and they're talking against this now, right? What are they doing to them? They're shutting them down. Why does that happen? At some point in time, people need to ask that question. I don't care what your skin color is. At that point, you need to be paying attention to what the hell's going on. Why they keep shutting these people up?
Right. They're just trying to hide the message. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
No, I'll let you answer, Mr. Architect, and then you can give me that hot 16. Freestyle something to let the people know that you're not just here to give them enlightenment, but you're also an entertainer as well.
I wouldn't say entertainer, man. I do resurrection music, man. I do good music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Edutainment.
I like that.
Something like that. There you go. Edutainment.
I like that.
But what I was gonna say is, I mean, you got to shut up the messenger, man. If you look at anything, I mean, our context comes from the stories in the Bible. That anytime that God would raise a messenger, that the rulers would always try to silence that messenger, no matter what religion you in. There's always a messenger that's coming that tries to guide the people right. So when any of those come up in any faction, in any tribe on the planet, when they raise up, rule those tribes, or the ones who have a government that's shadowing over those tribes, they want to silence them because it's the ignorance of the people that they live off of.
This is okay. I understand that. If you don't need us no longer, we no longer relevant. Okay, I get that. I get that totally.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Spit some knowledge to us, brother, in lyrical form.
All right, let's see what I got off the dome off Ramadan. Got me all kind of. Hip hop citizens, let them know that we in. I ain't gonna stop till we going out of sin. Even though the flow is so slow, I may just come old school just to let you know. But I flip it a little bit, drop it and hit it, spit. Make them all get it like I'm in the club a little bit. But nah, I backed outside, drop a final call. Then I see the boys screaming, do I know y'all? Yeah, it's the fruit. We gonna be stomping. Blue suits, bow ties, we never stopping. We chopping up on the blades, 24s when we ride down in South Dallas. That's where the American runs are high. You remember when they came to the mosque? Planes flying all around like they the boss, but we on the roofs and looking in the crowds looking up. But it's the hood coming back and they strap and they know what's up.
Yes. Hey, can I get one of those FOI hats?
Come on in. Where you at right now? What city and state you in? What city and state you in?
I'm in New York, but I don't want to join the fraternity. I don't want to join the team. I just want to
tell you that you go to Mosque number 7, man. That's where they at. Tell them you want one.
Okay, where's that located?
Yeah, that's in Harlem.
God bless you.
125th.
Okay.
Hey, brother. Hey, I appreciate y'all having me on, man. It's been an honor, man, with y'all, man. Anytime y'all want to holler at me, just let me know. I'll join in. Wherever I'm at, I move around a lot, especially when this quarantine is up, man. I'll probably be in here or there, but wherever I'm at, I'll let you know and what's going up and what's going on in that area as we move around from the West Coast to the East Coast. And when I'm in New York, I'm gonna come holler at you.
Thank you. God bless you on your journey.
Hey, if you ever in Virginia, you come holler, bro. Come out.
Oh yes, sir, Virginia. And where you at? What's that? Dallet?
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, okay. See, we over here in Dallas. That's what's up. Yeah, so yeah, we definitely got to man. I'll be in Virginia. I'll be in Atlanta. We come down there in October in Atlanta. I'll probably be down there. New York. I got to come back over there. We down here in Dallas, man. You'll see me anytime, Don Juan. Just holler at me.
Yeah, you best. You better believe it, bro.
All
Give
right.
people the contact how they can reach you.
Okay, you can reach me on Instagram at the real Ruku. Just click the link at the top of the page, and it'll take you to all my content and everything that's out there.
I'm telling you, the Beehive. Yo, the songs. I want you to check out the Root, Beehive, Champs. Tell them some more. Tell them some more, Ruku. What else do they check out?
Oh man, you need to check out that new Optimize that I got coming out, man. You're gonna see a video for that backup that's out there. I got a song with Jalo. That's called Gods and Kings. That's on the album. Just go to the Spotify and just go straight down there. You'll see what I'm talking about. I got a song on there. I really started kicking it back off on that first volume, that Real Life Volume 1, when Mike Brown got assassinated in the street. So that's when it really started picking up a little bit more. So you're gonna hear all of that from Tamir Rice, all that, all the way up to present time. So we're about to drop another one called Corona here in the next couple of weeks. Then I got another one dropping called The Mad Scientist with me and this brother named Jallo. It's kind of like you'll hear him on the track. So it's kind of like an R. Kelly, Jay-Z type album where I have an R&B artist doing all the hooks and stuff like that and coming in and vibing like that. And he's pretty good too. So you'll peep him out. And he's also a member of the Nation of Islam.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I lied earlier when I said I was going to ask you the toughest question was the Malcolm X question. That's not the toughest question I'm going to ask you. This final question is the toughest question I'm going to ask you.
Okay, what's up?
Do you believe in polygamy?
I believe it has its place in a society. Now, when you look at the polygamists when it happened back in the day, like your Solomons, your Muhammad's or whatever, it was always during a time of war and the men were being depleted. And so they wanted to make sure that we produce more men in order to fight off the evildoers and preserve the tribe. That's the only time I really believe that polygamy would be, justified. But just to have 2 or 3 women right now, and I'm cool with one. I can only handle one right now, bro. You know?
Keeping it real, and I love you for that, brother. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Cool, everybody. That's real cool.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, man.
Cool. I got one more question. I know. Just ask you about the name. I know Ruku is a position that you make when you make salat.
Right.
Is that why you chose the name?
Yes, sir. In full submission. I changed the content of my lyrics, man. Back in the day, man, I had like a little vision-like experience, and I just woke up, man, and I just started putting just the content of what I was seeing in my rhymes. And, my name is Shahid, which means the Watcher. So, and he's the one that writes the book on the day of resurrection and gives it to the God of everything that he done seen. So that's what I write about. I'm like the ghetto CNN. I just put it in a different way.
Okay.
My man. Dialect, man. I love you, bro.
All right, bro. Peace out.
All right, man. Good chatting, man.
That was Ruku, everybody.
Ooh, that was dope. I'm feeling that. I like that Ruku, man.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
Yes. And you know what? I feel like we should stop now because everything I say after this is going to be ignorant.
It's a good thing you have Ruku first because I think Ruku's going to back it up.
Hey, the numbers might go up.
Hey, I was pretty impressed. I learned something from Ruku. I didn't expect that, actually.
Yeah, that was a good interview.
Yes, fantastic, and it was so enlightening. It was honest. I had more questions on the Nation, but I didn't want to hog the interview. I don't want to monopolize his time, and I'm glad you guys. I wish Dialect spent more time in, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Dialect, you got to tell us about Salat. I'm like, hold up, what's he hit me with the left foot.
You got when I forget when 2 Muslims talk to each other, we got like language that some of y'all might not understand. That's like when you pray, that's one of the positions that you make when you pray. When you bow down and you're in submission to God. So that's why I like the name because that's what it stands for. So that was pretty dope.
You could have gave us a heads up on that. Oh, what the name is?
You know what it is? Because you get in the zone, you forget other people listening in. They're not Muslim, so yeah, that's what that means.
Okay.
You got a caller.
Oh, I love this Diva. Welcome, Miss Diva.
In the building.
Oh man,
what's going on, Diva? How you doing?
Much needed estrogen.
How are all y'all kings tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Well, thank you.
Pretty good.
Queen.
Hey, Diva.
How was your week, Diva?
Boring. I hate working from home, and I want my routine back.
I hear you.
Hey guys, wait a minute. Let's do this over. Can I give Diva a proper introduction? Hey, Diva views, everybody. Let's give her applause. Diva views.
I do not need no darn applause.
Hey, what am I, chopped liver? That was a world-class applause there.
Hey, we're improving every week here, Diva. What do you think about that?
That's all I fool with y'all. Y'all silly.
Man, have you been?
I wanted to come up and touch on a couple of things with y'all and see what y'all thought about a couple of things I saw in the news.
Yes, let's talk about it.
It was some hip hop stuff. I noticed that the U.S. Library of Congress, of all places, now has a library of hip hop samples for free.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I thought it had to be 100 years.
Huh?
Before I thought music has to be released for over 100 years before it could be.
You're thinking of public domain. That's something completely different. This is where they have some samples that people have either made and given to them or they've collected and got permission, and they're making it a library that's available for people to use. So you no longer have to use the big payback. You can go and check out the Library of Congress. And do you guys feel like that's a nice nod to what hip hop is and what it contributes, or do you think it's kind of like pandering?
No, I'll be honest with you. So I worked 13 years at the Library of Congress.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, and so the Library of Congress, a lot of people don't realize that what they house as far as everything copyright, movies and books, and I mean, you name it, they've got it. So to David's point, there is plenty of music or records, sounds, what have you, that are extremely old, that sit in their vaults. And in fact, insides of mountains is how deep the stock goes. So I think it's impressive that they've allowed the public to have access to that stuff.
Me too. Well, intellectual property rights are one of the most principal foundations of our Constitution. So if you're telling me that they're no longer guaranteed, then what's the point of having my IP rights? So how does this work?
Listen, a lot of that
it's
stuff.
Not that it's not guaranteed. It's that they're saying it's dubbed. I'm going to read you the paragraph. So, Dub Citizen DJ, the tool gives you access to audio recordings from the library's collection, dating back over 100 years.
Right.
The audio can be accessed via a colorful visual interface, auditioned using an online sequencer. You can then download the relevant samples individually or get them as sample packs containing thousands of clips. And I just thought it was notable because, wow, okay, a federal institution is acknowledging that hip hop has a place and is also fostering the idea that people should use their stuff to create with it.
Yeah. Right. I've actually messed with the tool. I went on, it's actually, it's pretty damn nice. It really is.
So can you take one of these beats and make money with it and put it rap to it?
You can chop it. You can use it however you want to use it. It's so
wow.
Right.
And you don't have to give the government anything. Oh, except they tax you when you make millions, I guess.
Right. Exactly. They're gonna get you somewhere.
That's a good read. That's a good find.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I did not know that.
No, I think it's great. I think it's great, and for somebody like me, you already know how I roll when it comes to all the government overreach and all that. I think that's a great tool. I'm impressed with it.
Yeah, Dialect. I think you were right about Diva Views. I mean, Dialect once said that, hey, Diva sounds like a real smart one there. I think she is pretty sharp. What else you got there in your treasure box there, Diva? You said you found a couple other articles that would make me interested. That was pretty dope.
Hello, Diva, you there?
Did we lose Diva?
I think she's got her own show already. She said, "Forget you guys. I can do this on my own."
I mean, she came with it. That was.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I mean, it was a great follow up to Mr. Ruku.
Oh, absolutely.
Not right here, dude.
Oh, you still there? Okay.
Oh,
yeah. Y'all just like to talk over me. That's the problem.
Ah, okay.
My apologies.
I was going to ask you guys what you think of the versus battles now that they want to start branching out, because it started out, it was just songwriters and producers playing around with each other. Now, all of a sudden, everybody wants everyone to jump in it. The last couple of names I heard were Brandy and Monica. And I'm like, come on, this was supposed to be something cute and fun that Swizz and Timbaland put together because they wanted to kind of like play fight. And now everybody wants to take it seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Well, soon you're going to see McDonald's and Burger King having their verses, and then Walmart. And Target,
sponsored by the Wendy's Breakfast Baconator.
Well, that's pretty much what the plant beef. Those what are they called? Plant
product placement.
Well, the plant like
the Impossible Burger.
Yes, that's what the new bottle is. Yes, but to answer Mr. Harp, the trademark expires, yes, at 100 years in America, but actually in Europe, I think England to be exact, it's only 20 years that you would have control of your intellectual property, and after that, people can go and do what they like with it. That's why you hear a lot of Led Zeppelin remakes and a lot of Rolling Stones. Impressions.
It's a shame. You have Disney to thank for the fact that that you can have nothing in the public domain for almost 100 years. So thanks, Disney.
Yes. But if your material is good as Shakespeare in the last 400, 500 years, then you deserve to have this stuff recreated and over saturated with like what is that, the King and the Pauper? That's a story from centuries ago. And
yeah, that was
it's a good thing.
fairy tales. Yeah.
No,
what
Romeo
Disney did was go back and recycle Grimm's fairy tales, animate it, and now they've got a hold of it forever, basically.
Yeah, I just think that whole trademark thing is a slippery slope once you start giving up. I want to leave something to my children there, But I did want to go back to the verses because I do see some similarities between both of them. I mean, both of them involve the intellectual property rights. I mean, the whole purpose of everyone doing it on verses is because the idea that they're doing some type of IP branding. And again, if
But to go to that point on Facebook, the battle between RZA and Mr. DJ Premier, we can hear most of Wu-Tang's catalog. We can't hear some of the songs that DJ Premier played. So that goes to the point that if you control your stuff, then you can pretty much do what you like with it. And if you don't, you are susceptible to being what do they call it when they take your stuff off, when they mute you? Copyright infringement. You can be charged with copyright infringement.
We don't know.
Or that's how you end up with your song in a Kia Soul commercial.
Right.
It's best to own as long as you can. That's what Prince was fighting for. That's why Prince said he was a slave, because he knew everybody wanted to use his distribute his material in any way that they want, and he didn't like that.
Say it with me, kids. Always get your masters.
That's it. That's it.
There you go.
Well, the only thing that does is just you get paid when you use it. They're going to want to use it. That's the thing. And if you don't want to have it out there, don't make it, because if you do, they're going to come to you with all types of money to try to get you to redistribute it, reproduce it, or put it.
That's if you have a price. If you don't have a price, you don't have to give it to anybody. That happened to Fiona Apple the other day. So I forget who it was that keeps going to her for this one song that they want to use, and she keeps saying no. And they're mad, so they tried to take it to social media, and she still said no. They were like, no, it's my song. I don't have to let you use it.
That's great.
It really is that simple.
Well, everybody wants to repurpose everything. That's a hit.
Like I said, when Versus is sponsored by Burger King, I mean, can we really be mad? It's Black people making money, or are we mad they sold out?
Now,
that's been the question for eons in hip hop as a whole.
That's what always kills me when an underground artist gets on, or when somebody makes it big and then they start doing, Pepsi commercials and sneakers and cars. Everybody gets mad. But when they were underground, you wanted them to hit big and you wanted them to be acknowledged. Now they're acknowledged and you're like, it's trash. They sold out.
I think there's a line, right, to the point of acknowledgement. So it's one thing to be acknowledged but still hold a key, but then it's another to be acknowledged but then they take it from you. Because at the end of the day, like I look at and I don't know, I couldn't begin to tell you where Drake's business dealings are, but I know when he first hit the scene and he was dropping just on fire. He was on fire, and then I saw him do the Sprite commercial and I said, let's see where this goes. And he was holding out. And then all of a sudden you heard he signed that major. So now I'm curious to see what the business dealings were. Did he learn from, the Jay-Z's and all of them from that? You know what I mean?
Well, I'm curious, Diva. Could you answer John Harp's point there where he says Mickey was supposed to hit public domain and they remixed the game? The mouse will never be public.
He is absolutely correct. So what happened is that after Disney got the copyright laws and trademark laws changed so that they could hold on to all the fairy tales for another, and I think it is 99 years. What happened is that the reason they did that is because Mickey Mouse was about to enter the public domain, because Mickey Mouse was like early 20th century. And here we are 20 years into the 21st. So when they realized that was happening, and like to your point, that meant anybody could like chop and screw it, like Robot Chicken doing Mickey Mouse or whatever, Simpson style Mickey Mouse. South Park already did it. To avoid that, Disney went to court and got the legislation, and now it belongs to them for basically forever. Because who's going to be around in 100 years to challenge them again?
Right. So I guess that would be considered a logo in the state that the Golden Arches is for McDonald's. You can't repurpose the Golden Arches.
Yeah, because McDonald's will sue people with a quickness if it looks anything like the Golden Arches, and there's case law about that. So it really is very finite what you can do and get away with when it comes to trademark, when it comes to logos. When you see that little C, where you see that TM, that's what that's about.
Wow, I didn't know that. So good for Disney, I guess. We need a logo, guys.
Not good for Disney, because they just like took it from everybody. There's so much work that could be coming into the public domain right now that people could repurpose, that people could reuse, that could be sampled and used for hip hop verses. But the way the law is now, it's locked up.
They're showing us a way, though. Eventually, we if we create something like Walt Disney did, we will be able to use that. It's a precedent.
It's that precedent, but really, it becomes a moral argument. It becomes an ethical argument. Like, just like you said, if Shakespeare had copyright law back in the day, would we have 15 different versions of Romeo and Juliet to enjoy or hear at? So there's two sides to it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It ends up being an ethical question, like all things.
Okay, so now Harp says something else interesting. Harp said you should really call in, sir, because you're bringing up some good points. That when verses moves to pop and we see Miley versus Britney Spears, that would be sponsored by Macy's, we will wish we received some looks like it's true. It's true. We should not.
I don't know how diverse.
What up?
Let's welcome B in. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening,
I'm good.
sir.
What's going on with you, Dave?
So mad.
All right, man. How you doing? All right.
That's Diva on the line there, Miss Diva.
What's up, Diva? I'm a regular. I listen to Miss Diva. Y'all should make her a part of the show. She should do a weekly call-in segment. Dedicated.
I agree.
You know, she
The
brings,
random
real good facts to the show.
That would be my segment.
Excuse my background. You know, I'm down here in Arkansas. I'm in my folks' crib, sitting in the garage.
Oh, what part of Arkansas you in?
Chilling out, listening to the show, enjoying the broadcast.
All right.
Diva likes to know what part of Arkansas you're in, sir.
I'm in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I can't hear her. Yeah, Pine Bluff.
Okay. How close is that to Little Rock?
About 30 minutes south.
Okay, all right. So you know the Clintons.
Yeah. You know, I live in Dallas though. I live in Dallas, but I'm just down here for the weekend, see my folks for Mother's Day and all that.
Oh yes, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Mother's Day, your mom.
Sure, so yeah, for some reason I can't hear Diva, so I don't know if she's talking while I'm talking or what.
Probably, I'm like that. I'm ratchet like that.
Did you hear her? She said she's ratchet like that. And the most beautiful Southern accent you could ever hear.
Who, me?
No, you too, sir. But I was talking about the reviews.
I don't have a Southern accent.
I think it's a small delay. My fault on the late responses. I think you coming in a little bit late.
You're fine. You're fine.
I mean, how many antennas do they have with 5G out there in Arkansas?
Man, like one for the state. You know, that's bad. But it's all good. But man.
So
go ahead.
All the money went to Whitewater.
Yeah, exactly. It went to Whitewater. It went to I don't know, the chicken plant that's around the corner or something. I don't know.
Is it still open?
I don't know. I need to ask my folks. You know, it's a meat shortage going on out here, so I don't know if they working or not. That's a good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, in regards to that meat shortage.
Yeah, I can't hear anybody but you, Dave.
That's the way it's supposed to be, sir. They gotta filter their comments through me. I'll let you know what's important.
Okay, gotcha.
No, so I got a buddy.
That's the
I got a
case.
buddy that works at in the trucking industry, and it was probably about a month ago. He said this was coming because he was showing me charts where each truck handled from 5 to 7 loads, and the loads had gone down significantly to 1 to 2 loads per truck. So
did you get that beat, Icon? I'm sorry,
I can't hear it.
Okay, he was saying that he's associated with an individual that was describing the shipments of meat that he was moving from 5 to 7 loads to now maybe 1 to none.
Wow.
And this is what is this, across America, or was he just up and down?
Yes, this is actually down in around his area, that zone. But yes, America as a whole, but really affecting down in his area.
He said this is affecting the area of Arkansas. It's
wow.
Specifically. What business are you in, Mr. Icon, if you don't mind me asking?
I am a real estate agent, but I'm also a DJ. So
very nice.
My thing.
You sell real estate in Dallas?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I met Mr. Don Juan. You know, I've been his agent for years, so that's how I'm associated with the show. So
I was talking to Don earlier this week. He mentioned that he was a 2-house owner. So you did a fine job with him.
Yeah, Don Juan does his thing. You know what I mean? Love him to death.
So he's DJing at the open houses.
Say again, Miss Diva.
Yeah, they said he's DJing at the open houses, trying to sell those houses.
Yeah. So what's that looking like with COVID? What's the real estate game looking like?
Okay, the first comment from Diva says, "Do you DJ at open houses?" And the second comment from Mr. Architect was, "How is the housing market in Dallas?"
To answer Diva's question, no, I don't DJ open houses. I will DJ their, housewarming party.
There you go.
No, I keep it professional at the open houses. As far as the market in Dallas is concerned, the market is great. Homes are selling every day. We're not really seeing any shortages right now.
I wonder why
we saw a dip
last
week. We had like a 38% drop in inventory.
I can't hear Don
from March to April, but it actually picked up quite a bit this past week. So
wow,
I think our market is healthy and doing fine. We're not really seeing the effects of the virus at this point, but who's to say what might happen, as things progress.
Did you receive a stimulus from the government for your business? The small business?
No, I applied and I haven't heard a word from them. I guess the big companies took all the money before it could get to me.
Hey, Jeff.
Yes, that's what I'm hearing.
Jeff, or maybe you should have had a beauty salon, Jeff. You would have got the money fast.
Right. Maybe I've been cutting my own hair since the corona, so maybe
looks very nice.
Maybe I can start, some kind of little business side hustle with that.
Hey, Jeff, can I give you a proper introduction, man? Like I did, Diva.
Yes, you can.
Hey, welcome, Jeff, everybody. Here you go, Jeff.
There you go. Thank you. All right. Peace to the chat room. But yeah, I wish I could hear Diva. I'd like to interact with her, but I heard a lot about.
Oh man, you have a beautiful voice.
I know. I heard her before I called in.
At all. I don't know why.
I can't hear her now. But I wanted to kind of talk about these battles. I don't know. Is the battle still happening tomorrow between Erica and Jill? Is that still a thing?
Yes, it's being promoted. Yes, they're promoting heavy. I mean, with the big companies are getting involved with promoting.
Oh God! Oh, that's where it goes downhill once everybody gets involved. It's becoming a thing, and
exactly
once it becomes a thing.
Well, I know XM had a I don't know if it was Shade 4-5. One of them stations had a DJ that was playing Erykah Badu and Jill back to back, like as if they were battling.
Oh, okay.
But he was using it as his set.
Yes, the architect named DJ on the radio station, either satellite radio or maybe a local radio station in the city, was playing the two competing artists, Erykah Badu and Jill Scott, in sort of a mini battle this morning. Was it this morning or yesterday?
Yeah, this afternoon.
This afternoon. Well, it also occurred on the Breakfast Club. DJ Envy did something.
Now everybody's trying to get in on it. Like, that's how we can't have things.
Exactly.
That's discouraging.
Because everybody's going to dilute it now.
Oh, man. Hey, we need this to end quick.
Which one? The battle or the majors getting involved?
The majors getting involved dilutes everything.
Yes, Mr. Icon.
Okay, yeah. I think the industry needs to stay out of it. This is just good branding for the artists, kind of like Don was saying earlier. I think, this needs to just be an organic thing. It doesn't need to be all organized. It doesn't need to be fancy. We don't need the Teddy Riley production going on and all that. We need to just allow it to happen organically and allow these artists, just to stay relevant during this time, because they ain't really eating right now. So let them do something to keep their name out there, and you just keep it like that, because when they get involved, it's gonna get bad. Like she said, we're gonna hear it on Burger King commercials and all that. We're gonna have Burger King.
Yep, exactly. And that's when I get disgusted and I get angry.
Body Impossible Whopper.
We're gonna get your opinion on this.
And you wouldn't like it
right down here, and then we're gonna let you go, Mr. Icon, so that everybody can enjoy the conversation together.
For sure.
And since you're not able to hear, LL Cool J recently came out with a statement that he paved the way for the likes of Drake and Fabulous to make music about romance with his hit song "I Need Love." Now, I'm not saying your age would be familiar with that song "I Need Love." So, okay, good, because my voice is not that good. I need love. You understand? Do you think that is true? That LL was the original romance hip-hop?
Yeah, when you go back to the beginnings, when hip hop was, in its growing years, it was all streets, it was all about the streets. I forget what year he came out with that. Was it like 86 or something like that? In
that time frame. What can you give us a direct dialect?
Yeah, 1987.
1987. So prior to then, when it all started, I'm gonna say after the Planet Rock era and breakdancing, when it got real, probably like 85. We was just kind of hearing raw lyrics, lyrical, boom bap, but it wasn't nothing about the love. It was a sausage fest in the parties. You know what I'm saying? It was all about the men. And so he definitely brought that angle to hip hop, and it was. I remember when that happened, and that wasn't normal. We didn't see any other rappers really talking to the ladies specifically, especially from a player point of view. So I give LL that. LL deserve his props. He started the word GOAT, and I think he on that list. You know what I'm saying? LL deserve his props.
Shout out to John Hart. John Hart.
Absolutely, he started that. Okay, I can give him that.
Thank you, Mr. Icon, for joining us this evening.
All right, for sure, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
I got to send you back to the back room so you can enjoy the show and hear beautiful, lovely voice.
Icon, everybody.
Welcome. All good, man. I appreciate y'all having me, man. Y'all have a good night.
I want made banana. Don't get you soup.
Yeah.
Now, Diva, do all the talking you want to. Hold on. Let Diva do some talking. Go ahead, girl. Talk.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mom.
Architect may have something to say about whether or not romance was appropriate in hip hop, if hip hop's supposed to be the messenger of the people.
Why is it not appropriate? It could be a message of love.
Some people would say that it should have stayed street, it should have stayed hard, and maybe not necessarily a boys' club. But who wants to talk about girls and kissing?
I love boys and girls kissing. Hey, call me crazy.
Hey, it gave me something to look forward to.
John Hart, I gotta come at you a little bit. Love's Gonna Get You was way after LL Cool J and
it had nothing to do with what LL's angle.
A love song, yeah.
It was nothing like LL's angle.
But you've been coming up with great comments, so keep it coming. Just Google that Love's Gonna Get You song, and you'll see what we're talking about. Go ahead, Diva, do some more talking.
What? I zoned out for a second because I was trying to think. Like,
what is your favorite romantic hip hop song? How about that?
There you go.
Romantic hip hop song. Even though he's a woman beater, I'd have to say "Fabulous" with Tamia.
Yeah, Fabulous Tamia.
You want to count that?
And one incident doesn't make him a woman beater. It makes him have an incident.
Okay, like it was just one.
Yeah, you don't know what she said. How do you know what she said to? She might even hit him first.
I know what I saw.
You saw him beat her.
What did you see, Divas?
I saw him jump together, and one of his boys had to grab his 110-pound behind up.
But what happened before that? You didn't watch the whole video. You didn't get to see it all.
What happened before that? When he was getting ready to jump on her and beat her like a runaway slave that owed him $10.
Before the clip started, she might have kicked him in the nuts or something.
What we're saying is the one incident don't make him a perpetual woman beater.
Okay, all right. If that's the narrative we're going with.
So you saying if you steal candy one time, that makes you a thief forever?
Look at here. Wasn't that girl's teeth knocked out?
Oh my God!
Didn't she look? You're gonna stand in the driveway trying to jump her and her daddy? Come on, man. He didn't just pop her real quick in the mouth because she said something slick.
So but she answered the question.
Yeah, but women know how to get on men's nerves, though. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how to say stuff, you know?
That's true. That's true.
I understand that part. And I am a full advocate of if you've grown enough to throw a punch, you've grown enough to take one. I'm the first one to say that.
Okay.
But come on.
All right, then we're good then. We're good.
But Diva, you know you're talking to a man that condones a woman chopping off the gentleman's penis for.
Hey, if he's beating the shit out of her, do what you got to do.
Okay.
So are you okay with Don Juan? Who was it in the NFL who got a gun pulled on him just now?
Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas. So you okay with her busting in the room, busting in the door, waving in the 4-4, getting ready to like kill him in every hole that he has in the room?
Look, when you start playing with people's emotions, things can really change fast.
Well, that was her house that she was busting into, that he was having that affair with that other.
No, he left her at the house, and he and his brother went and got the chick and went someplace else.
But that's still her husband. I'm sorry. I thought it was her home. Okay.
When you get in the business of playing with emotions, then then there's something that you got to be careful with. That's all.
I don't
playing with
that,
fire.
But I don't condone her being an irresponsible gun owner and like running up there with the safety off and her finger on the trigger just to scare him. I'm like, okay.
Hey, women are emotional creatures.
We are.
So
what would you have done? What would you have done, Diva?
Oh, he got a.
She's breaking up now.
Perfect timing for her to.
Yeah.
No,
good job, Di. Like hit the breakup button. Nah.
You know what?
Put yourself in her shoes, Diva.
Later.
Give me your response.
On yourself, and I'll be there in 10 minutes.
What would you do?
What would I do if I found out my husband was cheating?
Yes.
Leave.
Yeah, she seems cerebral. I think she's gonna do it cerebral.
Hey,
it's a quarantine. Where's she going?
Hey, on her mic, she said leave. In her mind, she said after I kill him, after I pistol whip him.
I've watched too much of this ratchetness on Maury and divorce court and all this other bull. Like, how do I look catching a case behind your dumb behind? Like, how do I look?
So you think she was in the wall?
Led and handcuffed.
Let me get this
on
correct.
the
You
evening
believe that
news,
she
so
was,
Fox News commentators can talk about me.
she was in the wrong, is what you're saying? She was in the wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the woman's opinion.
Away from her kids. Yep, that's her getting taken away from her kids. Her walk to the jail. He could be dead. I mean, what good did it do you? Did it change anything? Did it change his behavior? Is he all of a sudden a deacon? Is he now all of a sudden going to be faithful because you held a letter to his head?
I know it would scare me. My cheating days will be over.
Would you be scared straight?
Once you start playing with emotions, you playing with fire. That's all I'm going to say.
No, there's no denying that. There's no denying that.
So, yes, she may have been in the wrong. She may have been in the wrong. But, you know, you can only push people but so far.
Hey, Diva, let me ask you a question.
Pay and take it. Where's the personal responsibility? How you look?
You're absolutely right.
I agree.
She might need a little mental therapy to understand that she doesn't own Earl Thomas, and the marriage is supposed to be a mutual respect and love. And once the mutual respect and love was gone, she was supposed to vacate the marriage. But let me ask you a question.
And he himself might need therapy.
Absolutely, because if he no longer loved her, he should have found a way to tell her that
he should have out.
He no longer loved her. Okay.
What they say? Hurt people hurt people.
Absolutely. Diva, in the versus battle that you're familiar with, if it was say again, dear.
I said that's what we were talking about. Dave got us off the exit halfway down the road.
Yeah, because we're trying to keep it moving. We're on the time schedule now. We was scolded by the producer that we kind of run on and ramble on. So I got to try to segue here some way. Now, in the battles versus, there is a battle that could potentially happen. Hopefully, was mentioned by an artist, DMX. He was asked on the Drink Champ show. Are you familiar with Noriega's podcast?
That's all you had to say. Drink.
Okay, well,
definitely drinking when he said that.
DMX was a guest, and he was asked by Noriega, the rapper, not the political victim.
Understood.
Who would he want to battle in the verses that Swiss Beats and Timbaland puts on? And his response was Jay-Z.
Yeah, he was drinking on Drink Champs, obviously.
If you were to hear that battle, who you think would win?
Jay-Z would tear his ass up.
There you go. Easy. Next. All right, what's the next topic?
I don't know. I don't know. It would be a tie in my preference.
No, come on. Next topic. Dave's jumping out the window with this. Come on. Next. What's the next one?
I don't know. I'm serious.
Don.
These guys been battling for years, and it would just be the of
you
what
talking
was going
track
on.
for track?
Track for track.
Talking track for track. No.
Oh, Architect, explain this to me real quick. Explain it to me like I'm 5. So the way verses started was that it was supposed to be like this person and this person just play in their hits, one after the other, track for track, and you have to have at least 20 to be in the battle.
That's what Swiss and Timbaland has stated.
Right.
Okay, at least Jay-Z.
Okay, all right. Moving on, I guess. Everybody's in agreement except me.
Yeah, let's just keep it simple and go to what's next.
It would be a good battle, but okay. Diva, what is your opinion on what's going on with the way that law enforcement is enforcing the social distancing laws?
What do I think about the disparity?
Yeah, well, disparity or the way it's occurring, yes.
I think there is a definite, disparity. It depends on who you are. There's a clip on AJ Plus on Facebook. That's a news page I follow. That's an offshoot of Al Jazeera. And they were showing a side-by-side where in the same city, in New York City, I think, or just outside, they showed one cop who was calmly explaining to some park goers I need you to stay 5 feet apart. On the other side of the screen was a cop who was like swole. It must have been roid rage, beating this dude in the middle of the side of the crosswalk because he tried to get away from him when he was trying to tell him to stay 6 feet from this other woman. And they showed it side by side. So there's a definite disparity. It depends on who you are. But it also depends on the person, because I know what really is bothering me lately with all the new crop of shootings is that up in Michigan with the Family Dollar shooting, is that poor security guard got shot because somebody felt disrespected because they were told to wear a mask.
I'll give a little insight on what you're talking about. You're talking about the Detroit security guard, correct?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. Well, he was allegedly spat on by the customer that he was asking to wear a mask. It was a woman with her daughter.
Her grown daughter.
Wow. Yes, and the daughter was asked to put on a mask, and she refused. And the lady spat on the security guard, then went home and got her husband and her son to come back and reprimand them for being disrespectful to her.
Hey guys, I mean, is this a sign of the times? Is this what we can expect? The higher the unemployment rate, the crazier this things becomes. I mean, is that where we're going here?
Because nobody wants to be told what to do.
Is there a correlation between the unemployment rate? I mean, since the Great Depression, no Americans have been unemployed this long.
Well, the thing about it is that the individuals, the three, the wife, the husband, and the son, are now being charged with like a federal law because supposedly the security guard was enforcing a governor stated law.
Listen,
and
when you're working with law enforcement, they're going to treat you. Look, I used to live in Virginia, and I'm related to a kid who actually shot a a night watchman. They used him as an example and made it like a class 1 felony or something like that. They made it to the point where shooting a neighborhood watchman is like shooting a cop. And so,
that's exactly what
and that's what this is. I mean,
is that what they're doing here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if they can receive the death penalty as such as if you were to assassinate an officer, but I believe they will receive the highest penalty in the land for that crime.
Aren't the husband and son
still
on the lam?
Say again?
Are they still looking for the husband and the son?
No, they were all in custody.
Oh, okay. You know what? Good. Shoot, how you gonna kill somebody because you be told what to do?
Hey, look, as you all know, I do not like being told what to do. But if I have to go into a store and somebody says to me, you have to have a mask, I might walk out and be like, man, it's some dumb shit. But I'm gonna go grab the mask. I'm gonna put the mask on. I'm gonna go in the store. It's that simple. There's no need to.
Reasonable.
It's unbelievable.
Don't lie, architect. You just said at the beginning that you would have told the judge that, hey, you open up your shop.
Damn right. Damn
What's
right.
Your mask on? What's your mask on?
Well, I guess you can have your mask on though, right?
The mask on.
Damn right. I'm gonna open that shop.
I wear my mask
covered in antibacterial gel.
I'll do Diva's hair.
No, I want my hair on my head.
I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but
I hear that.
Thank you. I want my hair on my head, not on the floor.
The perm would take your hair out, huh?
He would have the perm in too long. He'd be talking on the phone. He'd be trying to freestyle while I'm sitting in the chair itching. Like, no, I can't. No. The girl in the chair next to me, you looking good today, Miss Bam. Like, no, but what about my perm though?
Speaking of Detroit, Eminem crowns Tupac as the greatest songwriter of all. Yes, I got to keep it moving there. I'm sorry. The greatest songwriter of all time. What do you think of that, Diva?
No.
Nope.
You guys
overrated.
You're insane. Tupac
overrated.
Is a phenomenal songwriter. Phenomenal. I mean, his range.
What are
not the greatest.
What's the category?
He's a great songwriter. He's not the greatest of all time.
We're talking range, bro. Range. Nobody has been able to ghetto and Christian at the same time as Tupac Shakur, man. He's a prophet.
He
Well,
just say
I want
that.
to know the credentials. Like, are we talking about what are the parameters? Like hip hop, West Coast hip hop.
We're talking. We're talking Elvis Presley. We're talking Bob Dylan. We're talking
Hell no.
Johnny Cash.
Hell, the
No,
greatest of
definitely
all
no,
time,
no.
bro. Come on.
If you opening it up that wide, no. Don, go get Dave.
Kanye has
then,
never been
then
ghetto.
again, you did
I
say,
mean, he's not a hood. Kanye's never been hood.
but look, man, you did also say that DMX could hang with Jay-Z, so I can't even listen to you right now.
That's right. DMX will take Jay-Z to the woodshed. He would take him to the woodshed. Okay. Don't think because Jay-Z had the longevity career that DMX and his short span couldn't hang out with him. He had classics.
Track for track, bro. Track for track.
Yes, track for track.
If you're telling me the minimum is 20 and it's track for track, I defy you to find me 20 DMX songs that have hit the Billboard Top 100.
Next week, Miss Diva, I will have 20 DMX songs for you, okay?
Do it. I dare you.
Okay. There it is.
Don't just go grab 20 songs. Grab 20 that can actually compete with the
20
Come
the
on,
Billboard
bro.
on a chart and not Roscoe's Rib Shack and Oil Change chart. I'm talking Billboard.
What up, Sherry?
Yes. You will recognize these songs that I chose for you, dear.
I can recognize them all I want. Just because it was on Hot 97 doesn't mean that it was a hit.
Yes, it does. What you talking about, girl?
No, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Hot 97 only play top 10, babe. What do you mean?
Dagnabbit. Legs like that.
I'm sorry. I'm only encouraging him a little bit. That's all.
He said the greatest songwriter. Yeah, no.
Of everybody.
Yes.
That's your friend that said
it. And then look, Dave even tried to bring in like not even hip hop. He just went off the rails.
He went off the rails. He went to Elvis Presley.
No. I'm saying, and when you asked, was he just describing hip hop? And I'm saying no. Tupac was the greatest songwriter, lyrical form, and content that you can find in the last 200, 300 years. You got to go back to Beethoven and Mozart.
Did you say 200 to 300 years?
Better than what Tupac was offering society as musical platform.
I can't believe what I'm hearing right now.
That's your friend that said that.
Shout out to John.
I am baffled by your display.
I am dismayed, disheartened.
I'm going to bring you 20 hits from Tupac next week, and I'm going to bring you 20 hits from DMX. and I'm going to show you what I mean by the greatest songwriter and DMX ability to hang out with Jay-Z in a battle versus.
I rebuke it already.
Say what?
How about this? How about one of you acts as the de facto Jay-Z, and one of you acts as the DMX. You guys pick your tracks, and you go track for track.
I agree. How about that, Diva? You get your 20 Jay-Z's, I get my 20 DMX's, and you get your.
Do it.
And you get okay.
Don't get lazy on us, Diva. There's a little work involved here.
There's a little work
involved. And you get the person that you think is a better songwriter than Tupac Shakur. Okay.
I was about to call you everything but a child of God. So you trying to say 200, 300 years, Sondheim, Joplin, David Foster, everybody. And you pick
what's the guy's name?
Al Green.
A Babyface. Teddy Pendergrass.
Al Green.
You are bugging.
Smokey Robinson. Jerry Gordy.
Paul McCartney is still breathing. And
Tupac was
somebody just said Billboard is not a good gauge of hip hop, and I agree with that. What that comment was.
Okay, so what you want it to be like the first?
Say again. I'm sorry, Diva.
No. I don't care as far as your battle with Dave and the 20 Jay-Z and the 20 DMX. You go for what you know. I mean Billboard.
Yeah, I'm gonna
pick whatever you want.
Features.
But I'm telling you,
was saying, somebody in the comments was saying that Billboard is not a good gauge for hip hop. I can kind of. Would you want to go to like the Source? Would you want to go to like Five Mics territory? Like, but I say Billboard because it's across genres a lot of the time. Like that's where you're gonna find different hits all in the same place. In my mind,
right. That's true. I agree with that. But what they were saying was that it doesn't because it's in Billboard doesn't mean that it's a great hit for everybody. And I can understand that because the song with Little Nas X, it was a phenomenal hit last year, but I don't think everybody would think it was a great song.
Was anybody else upset that Nas collaborated with him?
No, not at all.
He did?
Yeah, he was parlaying what that kid had done. I think 21 weeks at #1, and was saying, "Hey, let me get some of this light here, kid.
Let me get some of this."
Right, you use my name. Let me get a little bit.
Okay,
hey, look at this. Go ahead, John Hart. Eat him up, bro.
John Hart.
He
I'm
said,
sorry.
Price.
Who's Price? Who would Price be?
I think he means Prince.
Price.
Oh, Prince. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Prince,
all right.
Stevie.
Yes.
Prince,
Tupac
Thank you, Prince.
Stevie.
Really?
Smokey Robinson. I said Smokey.
Smokey Robinson, Barry Gordy, Diana Ross. I mean,
yes, my man Tupac would beat them all.
Yeah, off the rocker.
To be a blue pill day, Dave. You took the wrong one. There is no way you were in your right mind talking about Tupac across all genres.
Listen, it's not just me. Eminem said it. I'm just agreeing with it.
So just because Eminem said it, huh?
So just because Eminem said
I'm just saying, I'm not the only one who took the blue pill. That's all I'm saying.
Em's the greatest rapper of all time, right?
My man Jeffrey Anderson, who we all agree is an intelligent man, he stated that he's a college grad and Kappa Lambda Nu. He also agrees with me. Tupac is the greatest songwriter that ever lived. Say again.
Why you always lying?
Why you always lying?
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Well, since we're all not in agreement, we're gonna have to agree to disagree, Miss Diva.
We are gonna have to, like the adults we are.
But don't come to school next week without your homework and your 20 Jay-Z next week, okay, dear?
I'll write them down.
Okay, that's fair enough. You don't have to play them. You just have to have them when you call them.
Technology. I'll just write them down.
Very good. You have a good night, and I look forward to speaking with you next week.
Fine.
That's Diva Views, everybody, out of North Carolina.
Yeah. Shut up, Dave.
I'm a what?
I said, shut up, Dave.
Oh, yes. And I'm sorry to have misquote Mr. Anderson. He wasn't talking about the Tupac being the greatest songwriter. He was talking about the Jay-Z DMX battle. Jay-Z and
he agrees with you.
Any college educated person knows that.
That DMX and Jay-Z would be a great battle. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, okay.
That Tupac is the greatest songwriter. Yes, I agree.
Get him done.
full of shit.
So I want to thank Mr. Ruku earlier tonight. He came in and he spoke some truths and he gave us some real honest thinking, and he spoke honest about the Nation of Islam, the fruit of Islam.
That was a great interview, man.
That was fantastic.
I really enjoyed that interview, man. That was solid. Definitely not what was expected.
You were saying dialect?
No, I said it was a great interview.
Yes, it was. Everybody was up to par and had a great conversation. We didn't look bad out there, guys. And I can't wait to get it out there. And No Wrong Again, Hove is the greatest across all genres. Oh, hey, can somebody ban this guy from commenting? He's making me look like a fool. Okay, and I'm trying to. Public Enemy had a strong, intelligent message, and Vanilla Ice or MC Hammer gets an award. Bullshit. Okay, yeah, Chesney is still talking about the billboards.
Okay.
I guess. Yes, and Diva, you're gonna have to have your 20 next week, or we're not gonna give you any credit as well. Now, we're gonna. Fantastic. You should be. DMX is coming for you.
Afraid not.
X gonna give it to you. When they give it to you, X gonna give it to you. Don Juan, do you want to come in here and begin to close, or should I close and then we just leave it like that? Everybody start giving out how they can reach you. Diva,
look,
ladies first.
Diva got a fan base.
How can we
rooting for you, Diva?
Yes.
They said next
Yes,
week you better be ready.
Casting from a chat in an undisclosed location. Architect.
You're up next, Architect.
What's that?
She said she's in
I'm
an
next.
undisclosed location.
Hey, you can find me at Architect 7. What was it right here? Right here, right there. At Instagram and on Facebook.
Do you want to promote anything, Architect, that you have in the works?
No, you know. Oh well, actually, yes, you are right. Good cue. That's a good cue. So, anybody that's out there listening, we're gonna do a segment called 5 Ps, and what I'm gonna do is feature 5 independent videos, give you a little bit of feedback on the artist that I'm showing. So that's something that we're gonna drop on a constant, create some content for us. And if you, by the way, have any artists that we're not hip to that you may know of that should be in that spotlight, feel free to hit us up.
Hey, Dialect, I just got one question before you give your piece. Will you be able to play us out with a track from Mr. Ruku?
Yeah, I could do that. I could get it queued up.
Fantastic. And the floor is yours.
Yeah, I could be reached at Dialect718, DIALEKT, on Twitter and Instagram. And you can find me on Facebook at HIPHOPCITIZEN.
Yeah. Hey. And I just got an Instagram for the first time, guys. So you can always find me now, not only at HIPHOPCITIZEN on Instagram and or at HIPHOPCITIZEN1 on Twitter. I can be found at
John Harvester.
Don Juan B. Mac on Instagram as well.
And I am David Simonism. You can find me on all platforms except Twitter because they banned me. PSA, stop passing the liquor, the blunts, and the cigarettes because they're killing us. And I enjoyed you guys this week. I hope to see you next week. I'll have my 20 DMX from Miss Diva, and we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have our own verses. We're gonna have our own verses.
Are we counting features?
Say again.
Are we counting features?
Yes, I'm bringing features. I'm bringing I'm bringing some Rough Riders. I'm bringing something to everything DMX was on.
Oh no!
And
how you get to count features?
Hey, because DMX was all over the place. He was in movies. He was on soundtracks.
Because you don't have enough solo stuff.
No, because
that's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be solo.
Don't blame a man for fighting demons.
Wow.
We're supposed to have empathy for those
that sounds like excuses.
Okay. That's why I'm going to find Jay's overseas shit. I'm going to find the stuff that was only released in Romania.
I'm hoping you bring some Beyonce songs because I'm going to really tear you up.
Oh, you think I'm not going to find something he rapped 2 verses on, upgrade you? I'm going to come with that.
Oh, it's over already. So now, ladies and gentlemen, until we meet again, bundle up because it's going to be winter-like across America. And if you're not in America, God bless you. Be safe.
Bye, y'all.
Hey, thank you, Diva. It's always great to have you.
All right, guys. We're going to close out with this video from Roku. This is God's Son. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. See you next week. Peace.
Well, I think we're going to tune that out. I think we canceled the...
No, it's coming up. We just a little technical
cameras here.
There we go.
I'm raised from the dead by Farrakhan. Allah made me one of his sons of thunder. All I know is Babylon. Police trying to catch me and put me under. Trained to keep all my enemies close. Speak the truth, roar like a lion. No, I'm trapped in the concrete jungle. Death angels walk around in silent. Stack our chips, get ready for war. Pressure coming from the colonizers. Resurrect the spirit of the God. Indigenous feel the love, build a titan. From the first day we've been fighting. Memories of the slave ship, specifically the Ashkenazi. Time to face this relationship. leadership. This is God body, trained by the mighty. Lift your consciousness and save the lost. Teach them how to eat to live. Fall of America has approached. It's my job to get the believers ready. Take instructions, follow to the letter. Know the climate is getting better. Agents hot like Kanye Pepper. Climb the uphill road, free a slave. Remove the chains and unlock your mind. Maneuver around this maze like a rat. Eat the cheese and build a new design. Hit my homies on the underground. Spit some life for the inspiration. I've never been known to hesitate. Hood observation is motivation. It's God's body, filled with the spirit of the mighty. In these last days, Jerusalem circled by armies. Devils been hate, God to play. Prepare my family for the war. Stocks and water is a staple goods. Government on a shutdown. Dissatisfaction going through the roof. This is God's body, filled with the spirit of the mighty. In these last days, Jerusalem circled by armies. Devils been hate, God to play. Prepare my family for the war. Stocks and water is a staple goods. Government on a shutdown. Dissatisfaction going through the roof.
With his power, he raised me. Yes, sir. I'm not a Negro. I'm not a colored boy. I'm a young God. Grown up in the classroom of God. Government is my enemy. The powerful Jews are my enemy. And scared to death Negroes are my enemy. And we, Muslims and hypocrites,